Good evening, Griffin's Heart or Amgarders. Tonight I am going to make apple pie cinnamon rollups. So you need cinnamon swirl bread, 12 slices. You need a 21-ounce can of apple pie filling or any kind of filling. You need nutmeg, vanilla extract, cinnamon. You need butter, 6 tablespoons of butter. You need a 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Hi guys. A 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then a 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla. So you will need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You need a baking sheet. You can use parchment paper, or I am using a silicone baking mat. I really like this. I recommend you guys get something like this. You need a shallow bowl for when you dip or roll your roll-up. A small bowl to mix your cinnamon sugar mixture. A whisk. Measuring spoons. Measuring cup. Okay, so the first step I am going to do is I have my 6 slices of bread, or 12 when you guys make it. I am going to cut off. I'm going to do 3 at a time because I can't do all 6. I'm going to cut off the crust. You can put them aside. Yeah. So for the crust, you can keep them, or you can make, well, I call them, I don't know what they're called, but cinnamon crust crisps. You can add cinnamon sugar on top, or any pie filling leftover you have. Just try your best to get as much close to the crust as you can. You need a rolling pin. Sorry. Pin. Be very careful with knives. Okay, I have my crust cut off. Next step will be, I have the apples chopped up finely as I possible can. Because some of it, like, the apples are kind of big, so I had to chop them up. So, don't have to be perfect. Try the best you can. You can use a spoon too if you want. Doesn't have to be a knife. Alright, so now, real quick, I am going to melt my butter. I'm going to do 30-second increments until the butter is all melted. Any questions so far? Or concerns?
What type
Can
of
you
apples
guys
are you
hear
using?
me? What?
What type of apples are you using?
I am using the Great Value apples, like the pie filling. That's all I had at Walmart. But there's a different brand I used before when I made these. I can't think of the brand off the top of my head. So when you hear bubbling, enough for the butter, take it out. Then I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon of vanilla extract to the butter. Try not to spill like I did. Aside, I'm going to mix the butter and vanilla, and I'm gonna pour it in the shallow bowl. Next, I'm going to roll out the bread. Roll it as flat as you can, but like I said, don't have to be perfect. So, not that size. If you get any flatter, that's fine. But, yeah. Won't be the same size. That's fine. So I have that. Next, I want to get my cinnamon sugar mixture ready to go. So I need 1/8 of a cup of sugar. Get it out. 1/8 of a cup of sugar into a small bowl separately. This is separate from everything else. You do not want to mix butter and all this together. Separate your wet ingredients, dry ingredients. Next, you need a half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. I got it. Half of a teaspoon of cinnamon, or when you guys make the whole recipe, it is a 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then you need 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. I am trying to measure, so I don't have 1/8 of a teaspoon of measuring spoon, so I'm just doing half, or iron about that of 1/8. So I whisk it together. It's very all mixed together, so it will look like that at the end. Next, it comes to the fun part. Put that aside. I take my flat bread, I space it out. And then I put my Make sure it's finely chopped or small enough that to your liking. A little more. And it calls for a 1 1/2 tablespoon to fill up the bread, but that is too much. So I'm just gonna do so not that finely chopped. Just so it's small and not as big pieces of apples. Because if you have too big of a piece of apples, the roll-up will fall apart and be messy. So now I'm going to take this head, about a teaspoon, and put it in the middle. Space it out. A little more. And I'm going to put my baking sheet over here. There. And then I'm going to roll up the roll-up. I'm going to dip it in my butter vanilla extract mix, roll it so it's coated, place it on the baking sheet. And I'll just repeat that so you have all of it filled up. So when everything's done, this is what it will look like after that you bake it. Any questions or concerns? Comments?
So when are you gonna make this so we can all taste it?
I don't know. So yeah, show up to the raid next weekend.
I can't. I have to be at Scholars this weekend.
Well, it's next weekend is our raid, the 25th.
That is an event that I'm going to. Gathering of Shadows up in northern Illinois.
Huh? Yeah, it's called the raid for a reason. When you after you finish everything and put the cinnamon sugar mixture on top of it, coat it very well. You will bake it about 18 minutes. Or until it's golden brown. And like I said before, you do not have to do apple. You can do any other fruit filling mix. Like strawberry, peach, cherry, what else? I love fruit. And you can do bananas if you want. I don't know about bananas.
Have you tried a different thing besides apples?
I have not. I have to. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, what would you recommend to try besides apples?
I'll try strawberry.
Sure.
Or banana. Strawberry banana. Because, I don't know, I like strawberry, and that'd be kind of good with this. Well, I wouldn't use the cinnamon swirl bread for the strawberry. I might just use regular bread. Or, tortillas.
I had something similar, but it was with peaches, and it was half decent. The peaches kind of had a blah taste, but the rest was good.
And if you have any leftover mix, or apple filling mix, give me a second. Oh. Now, the final step is to add the cinnamon sugar mix. Coat it on top of the roll up. Make sure it's well coated. And do that for each one of them. Doesn't have to be exactly just as much as you want. I can do that one more today. Because I didn't chop up the apples very well, so now I won't keep closed. So now I put them in the oven for about 18 minutes. And that is it. That is how you make apple pie roll-ups. And then, like I said, check time. 18 minutes. And then, like I said, that's how it looks like after it's done. And that is all. Oh, one more thing. If you have any pie filling mixed over, you can eat it. I might eat it, I don't know yet. Or you can use these, like the crusts off the bread, bake them, put the rest of the cinnamon sugar mix on them, and then the filling, and just bake them like that.
Trying to make pie.
So, like I said, the crust, I'll put on like a baking sheet. And then I'll put the cinnamon sugar on after that, and then put the apple filling on top of the. Now bake for a few minutes so they are crispy. And that is it. Bye.